Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're on part 5. I know I have done one already today, but yep, I've probably changed my mind. I won't be doing once a day. I'll probably be doing like 5 once a day. And yeah, I've got some other books at school. I've got like the 91 here right now. The 117, the 65, the 78, and yeah, the others are at school. So yeah. Okay, so we were up to the. Okay, so it's on Yikes. Yikes, said Terry. What am I going to do? Well, for a start, I said, I think you should definitely break up with her. And pretty soon, too. Of course I will, said Terry. But what if she tries to eat me? Calm down, I said. I was just joking. For the moment, there's no need to do anything. She doesn't know that you know that she's a sea monster. Oh, yes, I do. A hideous gurgling... Oh, yes, I do, said a hideous gurgling voice behind us. We turned to see Mermaidia sliming her way across the kitchen towards us. Okay. Go away, said Terry, trying to hide behind me. But we're married, my darling, she said, extending her horrible face towards Terry. Don't kiss me, he pleaded, his eyes wide in alarm. I'm not going to kiss you, she said. I'm going to eat you. And your eavesdropping friend. But I didn't mean to eavesdrop, I said. Can't you just let me off with a warning or a small fine or something? I suppose I could, said Mermaidia. It's just that I'm so very hungry being cooped up in a sea monster monkey packet for so long gives me such an appetite. We backed away from Mermaidia until we were pressed up against the elevator doors. I felt around behind me, desperately trying to find the button to open the door as she slimed closer and closer. Finally, I found it. The doors slid open and we were tumbled backwards into the elevator. Mermaidia roared as the doors slid shut. Phew, said Terry. I'm glad that's over. Are you kidding? I said. As we descended, something like that, descended towards the laboratory. That was only round 1. So what are we going to do now? Well, I said, this might be a dumb question, but can the banana enlarger work in reverse? You mean as a banana shrinker, said Terry. Sure, it's simply a matter of reversing the popularity of how a shrunken banana is going to help us fight a sea monster. They're not, I explained, as the elevator doors opened into the lab. Oh no. As the elevators they're not, I explained as the elevator doors opened into the lab. And we're going to fight a sea monster. We're not going to fight a sea monster. We're going to shrink it. But you're going to have to work fast. Your wife will be here any second. Don't remind me, said Terry, making a dash for the enlarger. I listened as the elevator rose through the trunk back to the main level. Mermaidia had obviously summoned it and would be here any moment. One sea monster shrinker ready for action, said Terry. Just in time, I said. I stood as close to the elevators as I dared. The doors slid open and Mermaidia oozed into the room. "Ah, there you are," she gurgled. "I can't believe you really thought you were going to get away from me. You humans are stupid. And you're nothing but an overgrown sea monkey," I taunted as I backed across the lab towards the shrinker, hoping she would follow. "I'm a sea monkey." "I am not a sea monkey," she shrieked as she slimed her way towards me. "I'm a sea monkey, and just for that I'm going to eat you first." "Oh no, you're not," I said. "Oh, yes, I am," she said as she touched the tip of my nose with one of her stinking black tentacles. "No, you're really not," I shouted, jumping clear. "Now, Terry!" Terry fired up the shrinker and blasted her with the ray. Mermaidia screamed in rage as she began to shrink before our eyes. Okay. "I'm shrinking," she screamed as she grew smaller and smaller. Soon she was no longer and more dangerous than a jelly bean. She lay on the floor between us, ranting in a tiny high voice. "She was the worst sea monkey ever," said Terry. "I've got a good mind to send her back to the factory." "We're going to send her back all right," I said, "but not the factory. Back to the sea where she belongs, in fact. I'm going to do it right now." "Unless you'd preferred to." "No, I don't think I can," said Terry. "Fine," I said. I picked her up with a pair of tweezers, dropped her into the toilet, and pushed full flush. Twice. I wasn't taking any chances. When I came out, Terry was wimping away a tear. "I can only guess how sad you must feel," I said, putting my arm around him. "But try to look on the bright side." "What bright side?" "Now we can get on with our book." Okay, I don't think I'm going to have enough time for chapter 8. Let me just see. Yeah, I think I might be able to do a little bit. Chapter 8, The Big Bubble. We took the elevator up to the main deck and sat down at the table. "Okay," I said. "Where were we up to?" "Oh, that's right, once upon a time. Now, let me see. Once upon a time there was help me out here, Terry. Once upon a time there was a what?" "Oh, whatever," sighed Terry. "I don't care. I can't work. I'm too sad. I know Mermaidia was a sea monster, but I really liked her when she was a mermaid." "How about a marshmallow?" I said. "Would that help?" "I'll call the machine over," said Terry. "No, I'll call the machine over." "Nah," said Terry. "I'm tired of marshmallows." "Maybe you need a change," I said. "How about some popcorn?" Terry shrugged. "We can pop it with the lid off," I said. Terry shrugged again. Okay. I filled the popcorn maker up and turned it on. We waited and waited and waited, and just when we thought it was never going to pop, suddenly it did. We ran around and caught as much popcorn of it into our mouths as we could until we couldn't eat any more. "That was a great idea, Andy," said Terry, "but now I'm really thirsty." "Some lemonade will fix that," I said. "I'll start the fountain." Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm pretty sure I could do another 2 or 1 pages. Did I mention that we have a lemonade fountain? Well, we do. It's just like a regular fountain, but instead of water, it's lemonade. Any flavour you want as long as it's red, orange, lemon, cola, or tutti frutti, which is all the flavours mixed together. We sat in the fake grass. We sat in the lemonade fountain for a long time. And when I say a long time, I mean probably a lot longer than we really should have. I'm trying to read a book, and I'm trying to do a YouTube video, so you put
Can you take your earphone off?
Not yet. Okay, kids, I'm back to reading. Oh, he burped. Whoops, excuse me, said Terry, covering his mouth with his hand, but before I could excuse him, I burped even louder. No, excuse me, I said. Terry burped again, even louder this time. Well, you certainly sound like you're feeling better, I said. Much better, said Terry. All I need now is some bubble gum. He climbed out of the lemonade fountain, went over to the bubblegum dispenser, reeled off a long strip, and shoved it all into his mouth. That's good, Harry mumbled as he chewed. Hey, I've got a great idea. Watch this. Terry burped and chewed, and burped and chewed, and blew and burped and blew, until he had blown the biggest bubble I had ever seen. The bubble was so big that I couldn't even see Terry anymore. That's enough, I said. It is getting too big. But Terry couldn't hear me. And the reason for that was because the bubble had become so big that it completely surrounded him. He was inside his own burp gas-filled bubblegum bubble. Hey, this is really fun, said Terry as he floated around in his bubble. Be careful, I said. What could possibly go wrong, he said, and then he began to float higher and higher up in the air. Help, he cried. Don't worry, I called to him as he floated up and away from the treehouse. I'll save you. Okay, probably stop this video here. Yeah, definitely. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did another one.